thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle!
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun! Come on and join us!
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, the travel folders all said welcome to Pottsylvania, but our heroes have had nothing but a bad time since they arrived. First an angry mob, then a dreadful disguise, then a near execution, and now they're on their way to jail.
But we haven't done anything!
Yeah, we're as innocent as the new mown snow.
We're just tourists!
That's what they all say.
Sure enough, our heroes' fellow prisoners were almost all American tourists just like themselves.
Boy, this is sure no way to treat your friends.
Don't be silly. Pottsylvania got no friends, just enemies. Well, here is your apartment. If you want anything, you can just push that button.
But it's not connected.
I didn't say anyone would answer. Bye.
But even while our friends were languishing in the Huskow, Boris Badenov was hatching another evil plot.
Now, I'm just spitballing, you understand. But as soon as Moose gives us secret formula, we...
Wait! Nobody but idiot would give us secret formula.
Exactly. So after he gives us formula...
And Boris outlined his fiendish plan for firing a rocket ship to the moon, conquering the moon men, and beaming Pottsylvanian television programs to the United States.
Badenov, what good will this do us?
You ever seen Pottsylvania TV?
Please, not so soon after eating.
Some night people in America will tune in set to midnight movie, and what do they get? 3 hours Pottsylvania commercials.
You think they'll know the difference?
Sooner or later, yes. Then they must pay us millions to stop broadcasting.
And if they don't?
Oh, then we jam other programs. Instead of Lone Ranger is coming on 30 minutes hair oil commercials. Listen.
Itchy dandruff, falling hair, a dried up scalp and a dome that's bare. Gritty, grimy, greasy goo, that's what's in our new shampoo. Gunk.
Get some gunk today.
Enough already. Please, Badenov, it's too much.
You see, fearless leader? In no time at all, we drive America to her knees.
Carry on, Badenov. I'd salute you.
You said it.
So in the meanwhile, back in the Pottsylvania pokey...
Come on, you two. Out.
You mean we're being released?
Yes, your lawyer is here.
Lawyer? We don't have no lawyer.
Allow me to introduce myself, you all. Gentlemen, I'm Clarence Derenoff, attorney at law at your service.
Yeah, but we didn't hire you.
A mere formality. Well, I paid bribe, bail, so let's go.
Now, wait a minute. What about all our friends here? We're not going till they go.
That's right. We'll just sit here.
How much extra for the others?
Say roughly 500 grickles.
No.
Smoothing it out a little, 250.
Good. Here it is.
You think I would soil my hands with a bribe? Please, just drop it in half.
And a little later, Rocky and Bullwinkle saw all the tourists off on the SS Andalusia.
Goodbye. Have a nice trip.
Bye, Captain Peach Fuzz.
Farewell, Rocky. All right, cast off forward, full speed, astern, aloft, alee, aloo. Also, Roger.
Well, there she goes, Bullwinkle. We're all alone in a foreign land.
Well, those are certainly not friendly glances. Just who do all those sinister eyeballs belong to? Don't miss our next episode, The Fright-Seeing Trip, or Visit to a Small Panic.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella who lived with her two sisters. Every night, the two sisters would dress up and go into town where they were popular and sought-after scrubwomen. Night after night, Cinderella would stay home doing the chores.
It's work, work, work. All the time work.
Then, one day, she heard a strange little voice.
Cinderella! Cinderella!
Who left that screen open again?
Hey, watch it, hold it. I'm your fairy godmother.
Oh, boy. All right, change me.
Huh?
Do me over, you know, the gown, jewels, carriage, glass slippers, and like that.
Oh, you mean this model?
Yeah, that's it.
Of course, my dear. Just sign here.
Sign what?
It's our little contract. I'll give you all these things.
I'll sign. There you are.
Fine. There you are. And in return, you sell all this wonderful metal cookware by midnight tonight. Just $39.95 a set.
I gotta sell all these pots and pans?
By midnight. If you want to keep all those goodies. Even we fairy godmothers have to make a living, you know.
But there's only one man in the kingdom rich enough to buy this stuff.
That's right, honey. Prince Fascinato himself.
But Cinderella's fairy godmother didn't know much about royal finance, for the prince was, at that moment, saying to his prime minister,
This balance can't be right, Frobisher. My fortune runs into 6 figures.
Yes, Your Highness, but they're all zeros.
Ah, yeah. But what about the royal sock?
The royal sock is empty, sire. And hark, the creditors are pounding on the castle door.
You mean...
Yes, you have until midnight to raise some money. Lots of money.
But, my dear Frobisher, how?
How else? You must marry a rich heiress.
By midnight?
There's a ball at the castle tonight. Do your best.
So, that night, the prince looked his guests over very carefully.
Uh-oh.
Something, Your Highness?
I think I've got a live one, Frobisher.
And so the prince and Cinderella danced for hours.
You are the loveliest girl in my kingdom. Your eyes, your diamonds.
Those were sure terrible beans we had for dinner.
Beans?
Now, with this skillet, you can cook the waterless way.
Your teeth are like pearls. Your pearls like teeth.
The price includes this oatmeal steamer.
Let us go where we can be alone, darling.
So the prince and Cinderella sought out a moonlit seat in the garden.
Oh, how long I've searched for a girl just like you. Since this afternoon, as a matter of fact.
And I know you're my kind of guy. Real spender.
Psst! Hurry.
What about the creditors?
I can't hold them off past midnight.
Psst. How's it going, dearie?
I'm just about to close the sale.
Tell them about our layaway plan. You've only got an hour left.
So the prince and Cinderella continued to speak of love and saucepans until almost midnight.
Such grace, such beauty, such real cash value. Will you be mine?
There's no vitamin waste, see? And they scour clean in a jiffy.
You've got just 2 minutes.
You have just 2 minutes.
Say yes, my love.
What's $39.95 to a sport like you?
Show him the egg poachers, dearie. Only 70 cents extra.
Give her the bended knee bit. It's almost midnight.
Of course, in such close quarters, the prime minister and the fairy godmother were bound to meet sooner or later.
Your servant, madam.
You're cute, honey. Do you do your own cooking?
Let us seal our love with a kiss.
Just $5 down and pennies a week.
Marry her quick. I've got to pay cash for these pots.
Unfortunately, it was already a little too late. First, Cinderella lost her permanent, then her jewels, then her gown.
My, you heiresses certainly depreciate fast.
Embarrassed, Cinderella ran from the castle, losing one of her slippers as she did so. The prince, of course, was finally cornered by his creditors.
Frobisher!
He's not here, honey, but maybe I can be of some assistance.
So Cinderella returned to her old home and her old job.
Wake, wake, wake. All the time wake. Who's there?
How do you do, miss?
I know who you are. You're the prince.
Yes, it was the prince. Real love had triumphed at last. The world became alive to the tempo of romance. The birds and the bees sang out. 1,000 stars fell on the lovely young girl and the handsome prince.
Young lady, I have here...
I know. You have my slipper.
Now, as a matter of fact, it's brushes.
Brushes?
Yes, some old lady has me selling them door to door.
I told you, honey. I've got to make a living somehow.
And now, here with an unlimited supply of misinformation is Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, Inquester out there. Today I shall instruct you on how to cook a turkey's goose. The first step in cooking a turkey is to preheat the oven to 6,000 degrees.
Don't you think that's awfully hot?
Only for the turkey. Now, while the oven is preheating, we go out in search of a turkey. There are many ways of snaring a turkey, the most surefire of which is to shake some paprika on his nose. This not only stops him from taking flight, but clears up the sinuses as well. The second surefire way is to utilize the turkey in the straw trap. This consists of a deep pit covered with a straw mat. We sprinkle turkey seeds on the mat. The turkey comes after the seeds, steps on the mat, and walks off into the forest. Perhaps the turkey does not weigh enough. But the moose does. The third surefire method of catching a turkey is the last and never fails. Mr. Butcher, let me have a turkey, please. And now all that remains is to cook the bird in the preheated oven.
But, Mr. Know-It-All, I still think the oven at 6,000 degrees is too hot.
It couldn't be. I haven't lit it yet. So, taking a match, I walk into the kitchen and...
Well, thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
You're welcome down there!
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Ooh, don't know my own strength.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hello there, Peabody and Sherman here. Today, through the magic of my Wayback Machine, Sherman and I will become acquainted with that eminent Scandinavian inventor, Alfred Nobel.
Isn't he the man who invented prizes, Mr. Peabody?
No, Sherman. Alfred Nobel invented dynamite. Set the way back for Italy.
And the year?
1863. As usual, the Wayback took us way back instantly, and there we were standing before a quaint little Italian villa. I believe this is the Nobel residence, Sherman.
How can you tell, Mr. Peabody?
Sherman's question needed no further answer. Inside the smoke-filled structure, we found Alfred Nobel in what was left of his laboratory.
Are you all right, Mr. Nobel?
Yes, sure, I'm fine.
I assume, sir, you've been conducting an experiment on high explosives.
Oh, yes, sure. It's a little thing I call nitroglycerin.
Well, I guess you'll have to give it up now that your laboratory's ruined.
Oh, no, on the contrary.
He led us into an adjoining room. This one, too, contained a laboratory. A new one.
You wouldn't believe this, but at one time this place consisted of 87 laboratories.
This little villa?
This little villa was once a huge estate. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get on with my work. I'm expecting the mess here in exactly 1 hour.
The mess?
MESS, the mechanical engineers of Sardinia and Sicily. If I can prove that nitroglycerin is as powerful as I think it is, then by golly, I've got it made. Oops.
Careful, Mr. Nobel. You almost had another explosion.
Sorry, it must be the light in here.
So saying, the great inventor struck a match and lit what appeared to be a candle.
There, that's better. More light on the subject. Now, where was I?
You'll have to forgive this interruption, sir, but the candle...
What about the candle?
Well, if your candle maker's initials aren't TNT, then I suggest this candle isn't a candle at all.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I know a candle when I see one. Come outside, I prove it to you.
We adjourn to the front lawn.
Now, the candle is still in my laboratory, correct?
Correct.
And if it were TNT, it would blow up, also correct?
Also correct.
Well, it hasn't blown up yet. Therefore, I think I can safely state without the least bit of hesitation that what you assume to be a stick of TNT is in reality a stick of TNT.
Fortunately, Mr. Nobel had a few more laboratories left. And this time, Sherman and I kept a constant vigil on the great man. Working feverishly, he concluded his experiment just as the mess delegation arrived.
Won't you say this stuff is more powerful than garlic? Far more powerful, sir. This we got to see. Proceed with the test.
The test was a simple one. 200 yards from Nobel's villa stood a dilapidated shack. The nitroglycerin sat on its dusty floor. Back at the laboratory, Sherman and I awaited the historic moment.
The rest is child's play. I merely press this button, and the shack becomes non-existent. I'm sure those gentlemen will be highly impressed.
By the way, where are they?
At the best possible vantage point, in the shack.
And with that, he calmly pressed the button.
Did I say in the shack?
Oh, my gosh, there's going to be a disaster.
Good gravy, this is going to ruin me.
Calm yourselves, please. If you'll notice, the shack is still standing.
How could it be? Something must have gone wrong. I mean right.
It's very simple. It takes electricity to set off the nitroglycerin, doesn't it?
Of course it does. Why?
Because I took the precaution of removing this fuse, thereby cutting off the electricity. And now, Sherman, if you'll ask those gentlemen to view the test from a safer distance, we'll get on with it. Well, as you can see, the test was immensely successful.
Without your help, it would not have been possible. Goodbye, good luck, and please accept this as a token of my gratitude.
And so we bid Alfred Nobel a fond and not too reluctant goodbye. Later at my penthouse apartment...
What was it Mr. Nobel gave you, Mr. Peabody?
The Nobel Prize, Sherman. But, of course, I gave him something, too.
Really? What?
What else? The Peabody Award.
Well, our heroes are heroes again. They've rescued a boatload of tourists from the Pottsylvanian pokey and sent them on their way home. Unfortunately, it's not all clear sailing for them.
You know, I got kind of a sneaky feeling we're being watched.
Oh, nonsense, Bullwinkle. Who'd want to watch us?
Well, the answer to that was simple enough. Everybody. For Pottsylvania was a country composed entirely of spies. Even as schoolchildren, Pottsylvanians were taught only the ABCs: assassination, bomb throwing, and conspiracy, with an occasional course in advanced sneaking and prowling.
Congratulations, Fyodor. You graduated magna cum laude.
And every conversation had at least two meanings.
Hello, Vanya.
Translation, we're going to blow up City Hall tonight.
Hello, Gottwald. How's the boy?
Translation, sounds like fun. Who'll be inside?
Just fine, thanks.
Translation, who cares?
Well, see you later, Gottwald.
Translation, the party starts at 7. Bring your own bomb.
Bye-bye, Vanya.
Translation, bye-bye, Vanya. No, Pottsylvania was hardly what you'd call a tourist paradise.
Look there! Yankee, go home.
Boy, they sure don't like baseball players, do they?
Well, here's a hotel, Bullwinkle. Let's go in.
Hold it, buddy. You got password?
Password?
It's the hotel, isn't it?
Still need password?
But we don't know it. Let's go.
Hold it, buddy. You like to buy password?
Buy it?
Special today, 10 words for $1.
We don't need 10 words.
Okay, 10 cents each.
It's a deal. Come on, Bullwinkle.
Hold it, buddy. You got password?
Sure. It's, Moleskin.
This is first-class hotel. We don't take cheap 10-cent passwords.
Well, I got a password right here. Knuckles.
That's the password, all right. Go on in.
Inside the lobby, our heroes were once again the target of all eyes.
Hi, can we get a room?
Certainly, Mr. Smith.
Smith? My name isn't Smith. I'm really...
No names, please. Just sign here.
Hokey smoke, Bullwinkle. Everybody's name's Smith.
That's a funny coincidence, ain't it?
Well, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
I never heard of no Roman's named Smith.
But our heroes had to sign the register Pottsylvanian style. Rocky Smith and Bullwinkle Smith. When they got to their rooms, Rocky immediately started organizing the great Mooseberry expedition.
First, we gotta get a guide, Bullwinkle. Somebody who knows the country. Maybe there's a guide advertising in the newspapers.
Let's get one down at the corner.
Hey, get you ice cream bars. Also secret papers.
Secret papers from an ice cream man?
Sure, we got a 28 flavor of a classified information. If you find a page in red ink, you get a free secret.
Thanks a lot, but no thanks.
You're welcome. Hey, get you Adam Bumsicle here.
Our heroes had another shock when they opened the door of their room.
Bullwinkle, look at that!
Yes, the room was a shambles. Everything had been turned inside out and upside down.
And what's more, all our papers are gone.
Gone? Oh, well.
And so is all our money.
Well, that's the breaks, I guess.
And so is your autographed picture of Sonny Tufts.
Sonny Tufts! Well, now them rascals have gone too far.
Don't miss our next episode. Boris burgles again, or sinner take all.
Looks as if our time has just about run out.
Just enough left to tell him who the sponsor was.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
Right.
Bye now.
See you next time.